Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about here tonight in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters here, Sportswire Radio. And our guest is most certainly a big dog. But I'm wondering, on this road to Yardcade 3, 29 days from now, where is our big dog going? We see champions who haven't been in a ring and God knows how long return. We see this one interrupt. We see that one interrupt. We see even tag team partners come out and demand their shot. I'm not quite sure how they got it. And we even see, well, unwanted members becoming wanted elsewhere outside of home. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about our big dog, well, hopefully making some, well, impact in home. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about some certain names here in this chat that may have some shows coming up or some invitationals. And where's the big dog's invite? Where is the big dog's invite in all these different places that you see different faces? I'm going to talk about that. And I am most certainly going to talk about whatever this man has to say. So I know that there are people here in our chat and they want to hear it. This man wants to hear it because, well, he is from my state and I have to give my state that attention here. So in the words of Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby, because he's looking at me because he is certainly mad that he and Big Chungus didn't get that finish the way he would have wanted. So I'm going to try my best to make up for it here. And plus, I've got even a surprise that he doesn't even know about and the rest of home has no idea about. And it's a certain milestone that the House of Misfits Entertainment Backyard Wrestling just reached. And they keep calling themselves unwanted, some of these guys. But apparently with this milestone, what I'm going to give them in a little while, I think they're definitely wanted. And apparently most of you have wanted to, well, I'll save that for a little while from now. But it's now time, ladies and gentlemen. The chat is here. He's here to start this show in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So with that,
Get rocked. Let's get rocked.
without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one global front show. A man that has certainly been front and center for the House of Misfits Entertainment Backyard Wrestling. A man that you've seen him certainly up and down the Northeast. He may call himself unwanted, but he's definitely wanted here tonight because his name is simply put the Big Dog my friend, how are we doing?
Not great tonight, Tom.
Oh.
I'm in a mentally dark place right now, man. Like Yardcade 3 is 29 days away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you expect my match to have been announced already, or my path has already been told to me, but no one's told me anything. I tried calling management. I tried calling the bookers. I even tried calling freaking Pooty last week.
He was
And
here
guess what?
weeks ago,
Straight to voicemail. Straight to voicemail. Like, I don't know what I'm doing for the arcade. All I know is I'm going to be in the Benny Blanks Memorial Battle Royal. Because the Benny Cup holds power in the House of Misfits. You know that.
Yes.
Onyx knows that. Hell, Onyx won it last year.
Well,
Hell,
Luke Draven said he's going to show up, and Luke Draven said he's going to show up and win it too.
Here's the thing. I know I was a victim of one of those freaking cash-ins. I was a victim of a cash-in by Don Keyballs himself. I know Keyballs is going to be in the Rumble.
Keyballs we brought him up with Putty last week at Pooty. Yeah, we brought him up.
I mean, I could go to Pooty. I mean, Pooty was my wise man for a little bit, but like, I can't go to him no more. He's one of the freaking bookers. He's got a match at the arcade. It's bullcrap. Like, it's total bullcrap, man. Like, what am I gonna do? Okay, I win the Benny Blanks Cup, and I have it, and it's like, what, cash in that night? Like, and speaking of that night, you saw last week, you saw some weird short guy with a googly eye carrying an old championship walking around the freaking arena, right?
Yeah, I did. I did.
What is going on around here? Old relics coming out of retirement just to take spots for people. The freaking Iceman's back.
I think that's the most bizarre. Listen, Iceman, that's just the most bizarre situation I've seen in the underground in ages. I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this almost 6 years in wrestling, and I don't know if I've seen, Champ, just somebody that comes in here and hasn't been in a ring in years and all of a sudden decides to interject himself and go up against our champion here at home. Yeah.
In the main event, nonetheless. I can understand if the championship was on the line in another match, and then the winner of that match goes to the main event, already wrestled a match. Yeah. I can understand that. Warrior, 3 matches, 1 night, that's a Warrior's hat trick. But the fact that Iceman is walking around carrying the XTCW World Heavyweight Championship when he wasn't even at the final couple of shows, and he wasn't even the final champion of XTCW. So I don't know what is happening. What is the landlord doing?
And we tried to get answers from that on the episode that took place a few days ago, and no answer, nothing from the landlord on that. I mean, just a bizarre situation. And this also impacts you in a way, because what was Falcone doing?
Yeah, it impacts me because it basically takes a spot away from me and gives. You know what I mean? It takes a spot away from me. It gives it to the Iceman. It's like, here, Iceman, you've been gone for 3 years. Here's a main event spot for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really bizarre. It's just totally bizarre situation. I mean, I don't know what to make of this. I mean, we're 29 days out from Yardcade 3, and you're one of the big players here in home, and you're just in the Benny Blanks Memorial. That's what you're in. That's it. There's nothing. And your match didn't even have a finish. This past week.
I went from being the head of the household, the second ever head of the household, to the second ever tag champions, to now being relegated to the Benny Blanks Memorial match. Like, oh my God.
I don't
If
know.
I've seen the word downfall before, this is it. This is the downfall.
You're on the downward spiral. I mean, I don't know why this has just happened in such a short amount of time, but I mean, there's no time to be in a depressed state. There's no time to wallow. You got to pick yourself up. Whatever opportunities you get on TV between now and 29 days from now, you're going to have to make the most of it, and hopefully you give yourself an opportunity to do more than just being in the memorial. I mean, it's all I can really say in the battle royal. You have to do something to hopefully get yourself an opportunity. I'm not sure what that will be. We'll have to find out, but that's the only choice you've got. You can't just, I mean, I don't mind you sitting here and, talking about it, but you've got to get back out there and just do it.
You got a point, Tom. You got a real good point.
I don't mind. It's good business to have you here and, going off on those and home and the booking team and the landlord, but you got 29 days. So ultimately, we're going to have a go home show.
I got to do something. I gotta do something.
I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something you have to figure out because, I mean, a man of your stature, Pootie talked about it. You have been a head of the household. You have been a man that has traveled. You only know winning gold. You only know being a main event player. So you're going to have to use what's gotten you here this far to go out and do what you need to do necessary to be one of those wanted people in Yardcade 3.
Absolutely. I know what I can do.
Well,
I know who.
You've done it before. I mean,
I know somebody who I got unfinished business with. If I asked them for a match at Yardcade, they'd probably agree because they would want to see who is the better leader.
Sorry. Well,
I'm sorry. Brain's thinking, nope, not what you're thinking, Tom. No, not what you're thinking. It's another thing, another past that I haven't closed the book chapter on.
Well, I mean, whatever it might be, we're going to find out. We're going to find out on certainly 29 days from now. And I want everybody to hit the sub button for home. And I mean, this is also another reason why that you don't have a match because, this match we're about to watch, which we literally just started getting into the match. And then, it was literally just a little more than quicker than a New York minute. Well, we didn't have an outcome.
No, we didn't. And you're gonna see what you're gonna see. You're gonna see why there was really no. Oh, the fans love that elbow drop. Fans love it at home.
It was
especially Vargas. Vargas told me after a match he loved that elbow drop out the corner.
It's one of the. I got to be honest. It's one of the prettier ones I see. Underground or indie. I get a lot of indie.
He told me with the elbow drop, it was giving him a little bit of little bit of Dusty vibes.
I knew we were going there. I'm going with the Dusty.
Yep. A little Dusty with the Mick Foley as well.
Yeah. So. I could see that. I could definitely see Dusty more with the drop, with the bionic elbow. Definitely see. I could see that.
I think he used an elbow drop variation back in ECW, I believe, when he was starting that comeback tour.
Yeah, 99. Yeah, the brief run he had there, right? 99, 2000. Yep, sure. But this is why you didn't.
That's why it ending to this match. That's why, even though we kind of realized what happened the last two times Chungus and I wrestled each other. Chungus went to sleep both times.
So, I mean, you didn't get, in this case, you didn't get it in threes, but then it all just comes to a head here. And I mean,
what the hell? Yep. Well, because Chungus is looking out for his friend. The guy who just got put through a table is his buddy. So he's looking out for him, and he was telling Wyatt, "Hey, why'd you hit my friend?" You know what? The crazy part is,
What?
Tom, I can tell you this much: I would love to see these two. If I had a dream match for Yardcade, I would love to see those two big dudes just going at it.
Yeah, I
To see those two fight.
That could certainly very well be a possibility. That's another reason why you
No,
need to follow home. But this is
hang
also,
on.
I know, something that's bothered you a little bit here.
Yeah, this. No text message, no phone call.
Nothing.
And all of a sudden, his music's playing during the opening segment, which to set up a main event at Yardcade. All of a sudden,
that's gotta bother you. Listen, you're a former head of the household. This has got to bother you because you've got guys like Iceman, guys like Falcone, just waltzing and just barebacking their way and just showing up and getting main event title shots, and in some cases
skipping the entire freaking line. Right? There's top contenders at House of Misfits. I can understand if we're like, okay, if we're bringing back the XTCW title. Understandable. That's 2 world championships people can fight for. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simple. 2 world titles. Everybody can fight for. Everybody can fight for it. All of a sudden now I hear from the writing team, oh, we're unifying the legacies. I'm like, okay, we're unifying the legacies, which means, does that mean everybody who's held the head of household is going to be added to the XTCW legacy? Because if that's the case,
and you would be added in that match because you've been ahead of the household.
Because I've never held. Here's the thing: there's one belt that was missing from my legacy, and it's the belt that Iceman was holding. I never held the XTCW world title. Never got to experience that moment.
Well, I mean, how would
never got a chance to?
Well, how would that make you feel now that XTCW is back in the picture and home to, let's say, get that opportunity, whatever way that may be possible, to hold that XTCW championship? How would that make you feel?
If I got to hold it now, like right now compared to back then?
Yeah, I mean,
I would feel kind of vindicated because of the fact of I feel the Torrance now is better than the Torrance was back then. Like, I feel that if I did hold the XTCW championship now and beat the guy that was holding the belt now, I would feel vindicated. I would feel happy in a way, like completed. I would feel complete in a way, like, because I got to hold the XTCW title and now I'd be able to main event another Yardcade. Like, that would be pretty cool. Me main eventing my second Yardcade out of 3. Like,
but you have to be upset
we'll have to see what happens.
But you have to be upset that Iceman, it's one thing with Falcone, but Iceman, the man that hasn't been in a ring in years, now interjects himself and is now getting a main event opportunity of something that you possibly could get. I mean, that's really gotta bother you, because this is, I guess you may want to say, to steal what your group is, this is really an unwanted opportunity for somebody that, well, really doesn't warrant an opportunity that you, I'm sure, want.
Exactly. Like, it's an unwanted situation with the Iceman because it's like, okay, Falcone, understandable. Saw him beginning of the year. Saw him at Tag Team Turmoil. We started tagging up after that. Successful team, by the way. Very successful team. Had a blast teaming with him. But then all of a sudden, it's like he disappeared. Then he disappears. Disappears for a little bit. Then he's back all of a sudden. Like, what the... Did the landlord owe him something? Like, that's my question.
I don't know. I mean,
did he? Because it seems like if he owed him something for teaming with me, this must have been the payoff. But this should have been my payoff.
Well, you said something interesting. I want to go back to about 10 minutes ago. You said you have a long-standing relationship with Pootie, and he hasn't returned your calls. Now, I would like to let you know that Pootie is coming on here before Yardcade 3. He will be here just days before the show. And if we don't have answers, do you want me to ask him that question about why you're in this predicament? Because to announce you here a little while ago, I had obviously brought you up and using what Pootie had to say about you. And I mean, he praised you, talked about your versatility in the ring, talked about your resume. So it's kind of peculiar that he hasn't returned your calls. Now he's coming back on to Sportswire before Yardcade 3. We'll have him on literally right before the event. So if for whatever reason he continues not to return your calls, I mean, I'll ask him about the situation.
Yeah, because either way it goes, it's either I see him at the show and I get answers, or I see him out here and I get answers. Either way it
Why do
goes,
you
I'm
think
getting
he
my.
hasn't returned your call, though? I mean, he talked so much about your relationship with him. He talked about so much about his fans on his Twitch page, getting to know you. He talked about everything about you being this high energy guy. All these things he said up and down, sang your praises, but yet not even returning your calls.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Like, try to figure out like what I'm doing. Try to figure out what I'm doing for Yardcade, and all of a sudden it's like nothing.
I mean,
After the Betty Blake's match got announced, that's what was announced on Instagram. That was it. Like,
well,
nothing.
I mean, well, speaking of people that are here, that maybe they're going to change your fortunes, because I'm going to announce it here, even though I don't really ask for them, but he gave it, and I'm going to let him say something to you, and he's going to be in your chair 2 weeks from now, and you're welcome to certainly plead your case to him about maybe hopefully changing your fortunes of being wanted at places. This fellow Chase Wakefield, who said market was bullish, had to support, and wanted to say further, good evening, gentlemen, and also good to see you again. Now, Mr. Wakefield obviously has a pretty big show coming up. It's the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. You have long wanted to be added to this. You have friends of yours that are in places like X-Brand Wrestling. We see ACW in Texas, and we see even friends of yours in Massachusetts back here Monday having an after-party show where they pin this guy Doc Holliday, and then they're added to X-Brand Wrestling. I see TF Crew having a big show, and numerous people that come on and you run circles with being announced for that. I even see some guy, Gabe Sayers, go down to Iowa, defend the GTS Hardcore Championship there. You talked about how much you wanted a match against GTS wrestlers and GTS talent, but maybe Chase Wakefield is here to change your fortunes, because he's back in 2 weeks to talk about his show, and maybe he's going to find a way to announce that Torrance Banks is no longer unwanted, but he's wanted at the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. Just saying.
I hope so, man. I mean, Chase and I, we were talking a little bit on Instagram. Like, we were talking about it, like, because I heard his show's going through, a little trouble. But like I said, Chase, you know where I am. If you want me on the show, you know where to find me. Because I have no problem. I'll come to Shippensburg. That's not that far from the 716.
I was gonna say you're way further up the state than me. I mean, I'm pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
not that far from the 716. I'll make my way out there.
I mean, I could put the map on Google. I mean, I know from Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania, you guys are by the Canadian border. That's not, a couple hours. You guys have driven countless hours to other places. I mean, Massachusetts and certainly other parts, New Jersey. Yeah, Jersey, Pennsylvania. I mean, you guys have been all over the place. Maryland, Delaware, some of your unwanted members.
Yep. It's crazy too.
And it's crazy to me that you haven't gotten these opportunities that friends and group members of your group have gotten, and even guys that are here Monday night. Jake Dvorak, wrestling Doc Holliday, having a, almost in a way, it wasn't quite the Jake Dvorak wedding invitation, but it was his after party of him getting married, and he had this big show. And and I was wondering, because you were telling me about this off the air, you were very happy for Jake. You obviously consider him a good friend, and he's been here. I know he's always been supportive. Home and NEW have always worked together. There's always been a good relationship, and you were wondering, where's these phone calls? Where are the phone calls for Torrance Banks to be wanted in these places?
No idea. Like, haven't gotten any, really.
I mean, this guy, Anthony Steele, just all of a sudden got a GTS hardcore title shot against Gabe Sayers, a man that you live very close to, relatively speaking. Gabe Sayers, the Heartstopper, who's also now the NEW champion. Also, he's the undisputed champion, and he shows up to Iowa.
Whoa.
And you have been talking here for months. You have been talking for months about that.
I gotta say, first things first, Sayers beat Sane?
Sayers beat Sane. Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he won the title.
Congratulations, Gabe Sayers.
Sayers got the GTS hardcore title. He's got the NEW undisputed championship. Yep.
Wow, 2 belt Sayers.
Yeah, 2 belt Sayers. Yeah.
Proud of him.
Wow.
Proud of him for beating DHC's monster. Like, proud of him.
B Insane has been on a run. I mean, listen, what B Insane had done, I mean, he was beating 3-4 people at a time these last few months. What DHC had done, and I mean, he was unstoppable. But Gabe Sayers is now Sayers 2 belts, and
outsmarted him. Like,
he stopped the run of B Insane, and I spoke to Gabe this week. I spoke to him a few times. We have the TF Crew show coming up September 7th, which is crazy as that sounds. That's 6 weeks from now. I mean, so, and I will tell you, Gabe is going to be on here, and, I'm endorsing the event. I'm donating tickets. They had a big show at the Boys and Girls Club yesterday. I supported that event. I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to mention you because I'm a donor to the TF Crew show coming up. I'm a supporter of it. I'll do my best. Unfortunately, I'm not the booker. I'm not the man in charge. But the least I can do is help out my fellow New Yorkers, help my friends in the Empire State. I'll do my best. I can't guarantee, but Gabe's coming back here, next month before the show, and I'll at least bring you up.
I mean, hey, that'd be pretty cool. Be on a TF Crew show. It'd be kind of dope. Kind of dope. So I can be the only one from the Unwanted that says, you're not the only ones who's wrestled a pro show this year.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's just, I don't know what to say. Tonight's a different tone. You're struggling in home. Where you're gonna go, and outside we see Shockey all of a sudden becoming this deathmatch savant, and Mickey Vargas has left us. Very emotional ceremony. He has now gone to Texas, and we see just brothers of yours moving on and doing things that you haven't got the opportunity to do yet. And I just hope that there's a place for Torrance Banks somewhere doing those same things soon.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and see where the future goes from here.
Another man that I'm sure you have some words for, Jay the Awesome. I mean, another man that, you certainly have some history with at previous Yardcades.
Yeah. Yardcade 1.
Yes.
The very first one. I beat JTA to win the head of the household. I mean, it was a great show all around. Was I nervous for the main event? Absolutely. I was breathing heavy. I was nervous. But we got through it. Pootie was the ref. Thank you, Pootie, for reffing that match. I appreciate it. And then all my friends being there at the end made it all a wonderful night.
But your friends are getting these opportunities that I would think Torrance Banks would be joining in. I mean, I even see guys in the 518 getting opportunities in X Brand Wrestling. I mean, I'm wondering where where is Torrance Banks going in this future?
I guess I don't know. I could quote the Stinger, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just asking for an opportunity. That's all I'm asking. Like I bet if they get me on the show, they will see the me that is driven to do this. Like, because I'm driven to do this, Tom. You know
I
this.
know you. I've had you on 5-6 times the last year. I mean, you've been on here often, and you wanted Rad Dad. You wanted a shot at the GBYWN championship. You talked about that. You've talked
Yep.
about on here multiple times wanting a shot in places like TF Crew. We saw you briefly in NEW about 3 or 4 months ago. We talked about that. I mean, I see guys going to places, and I'm wondering, Torrance Banks, where is his next pit stop? And on top of that, where do you go from here at home? I mean, JTA's got plans, and it seems like everybody else has got plans except Torrance Banks right now.
Yeah, except me. We'll just have to wait. It's a patient. I know wrestling is a patient game, and I know that whoever I am wrestling at Yardcade, I know I'm going to put on a good match with them. We'll just have
think
to.
You will. I think that's what you're going to do, and you certainly will do that. Mr. Ox McCoy is here, who just was in a locker room with Gabe Sayers. He knows Mr. Sayers very well. Zilla's in the house as well. Thank you, Zilla. Zilla's here. Zilla wants to say hello to you.
What's going on, Zilla? How you doing?
When is BCW coming back? I don't have a date at the moment, but I have Torrance Banks here right now, and I have Jake Dvorak here on Monday, who I know you were obviously happy that he got married. We're going to certainly congratulate Jake on Monday, but it sounded like you want to go back to NEW even. You want to go back there.
I mean, it'd be fun. I would have a blast going back up to NEW. See a couple old friends like Hiroshima and maybe talk some sense into talk some sense into Joe Star maybe.
Well, Joe Star, you know what? I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that to you. I know the history between you and Joe Star on this platform, and Shima obviously has got his own issues, and I'm sure Jake will talk about a number of those different things coming up on Monday. But I guess we'll have to find out. But I have to ask you. We'll come back to home in a few minutes. We'll come back to minutes. Plus, I got something that I'm going to give home, which I want you. I know you've been frustrated right now with all this stuff that's going on and the lack of respect you've gotten. It's almost like Rodney Dangerfield. I can't get any respect. I can't get enough respect. You're kind of right now the Rodney Dangerfield, who used to always be this comedian and couldn't get quite enough respect. And right now, Torrance Banks, unfortunately, is the Rodney Dangerfield of the other guy. But we're going to change that. We're going to change that here. You rest assured. But I almost have to ask, because I did a show on it Thursday, and I didn't really get a chance to touch upon it yesterday because I had a wrestler that's not wrestling, but it's appearing tonight, as I had to promote a show in West Virginia. Our friends in the WVWF, they had a show tonight. We were promoting it last night. But what was your thoughts on the deaths of Mr. Hulkster himself, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne? I'll even let you comment on Theo Huxtable, because his death was really, to me, the most and sad one, because he drowned in Costa Rica. But death comes in dreams. Any thoughts on those deaths?
With Theo, I watched Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show. Yep.
Well, I'm going to tell you a Cosby story after you.
When it was on in the 90s, I watched that.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne, I was sad because grew up listening to his music.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then the one that killed like almost every little, like, when they were a Hulkamaniac before, but before that happened. But I said, I don't look. Here's the thing, though. The thing is this. I don't. When it comes to me, I don't look at what you did outside the ring. I don't do that. I don't. Outside the ring is outside the ring. It's what you do in the ring and how he impacted me. As a wrestler. Like, back when I was younger, I was a Hogan guy, but I was also a Macho Man guy too. And yeah, I was a fan of the Mega Powers for sure.
Yeah.
And then when Macho Man passed away, I was sad because, Macho Man Randy Savage, Macho
the Macho
Madness
Man
and
was
everything
tough.
like that. And Macho was a good wrestler. And then Hulk
Macho
Hogan
was
got
very
back
good.
in the ring. And I was like, oh, now I get to really relive my childhood because I was born on the tail end of Hulkamania. I was born in 91.
Okay, yeah,
Before,
you didn't see the Hulkamania.
yeah, that was before he left and went to WCW.
Yeah.
And then I was around when he wore the black and white.
NWO, yeah.
When he was heel Hogan.
I'm a year older
And
than you, so yeah, we didn't see the Hulkamania run in the '80s. We weren't there.
But we did see the Hulkamania run in the 90s with the heel turn and the
I remember
WCW.
Yes,
Him being the third person in the NWO, which was iconic in and of itself. Beat the WWE 82 weeks of the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
Like, the death of Hogan, to me, it hit. It hit hard.
Yeah.
Kind of like when the death of Eddie Guerrero happened. It hit like that to me.
Eddie Guerrero was a tough one.
Yeah. It hit like a whirlwind because of the fact of I grew up in the era of Guerrero, Hogan, when WCW was around, and now we lose the third man in the NWO.
Well, we lost two of the three men. Scott Hall died.
We lost 2 out of 3
years ago. Scott Hall's death. That one hit me more than Hogan, though. I got to be honest.
And I say this: somebody needs to check up on Kevin Nash to see if he's okay.
No, he's on Insta. He's on social media all the time. He posted a picture a few weeks ago. He's in great shape. He looks
okay.
Great.
I was gonna say someone needs to check on him emotionally to see if he's all right.
Oh,
because he just lost. He lost 2 of his homies.
Well,
like someone check on him just to be safe about it. We can't lose Kevin. We can't lose Kevin neither. Otherwise, we're just gonna have freaking Eric Bischoff left.
Yeah.
And then we'll have X-Pac left. And it's like, X-Pac was a member of both. For all the people that had no idea.
Yeah, well, it doesn't carry the same weight. But yeah, no, listen, Hogan's death.
It doesn't carry the same weight as Hogan.
Well, for me, as we're here with Torrance Banks, the big dog, of course, you see him in places like our dear friends over at House of Misfits Entertainment, Backyard Wrestling. I got something for our friends here at home in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to give it to them. Plus, we're talking about a number of different things here on the road to Yardcade 3. Also, Pooty will be back here right before Yardcade 3, and Mr. Jake Dvorak himself, the unholy Jake Dvorak, who now is in holy matrimony, has been married. So he'll have to shed some of the unholiness. And if you watch today's NEW episode, Gabe Sayers referred to Jake doing the laundry and the chores, but we'll leave some of that talk out on Monday at 8 o'clock. Yeah, Gabe said a few things about that we'll leave that. We won't bring them up because Jake's probably going to be in I don't know what kind of mood he'll be in. But he pinned Doc Holliday today. He did get a little bit of retribution because last week Doc Holliday pinned him, and now he pinned Doc Holliday in their tag match.
Does that mean Jake is? Does that mean is Jake walking in with the TF Crew belt?
No.
Or
last week was the TF Crew title on the line. This week was just a tag match. It was Jake and Rhea against Gabe and Doc Holliday. That's what
Speaking of that match at the pay-per-view with Rhea and Kuma.
Yes.
Fantastic. All round. Match. That was a good match. I enjoyed
Absolutely.
it.
Listen, NEW's got a lot of great stuff, a lot of great matches. I want to talk about really Gabe, and I'm going to talk about being
Kuma's tearing it up there.
Well, he's the golden boy,
lighting that world on fire.
He's the golden boy. Well, Christopher Black's the guy that I really enjoy watching. Another TF Crew NEW guy who just wrestled Be Insane today. He's a guy I've always had my eye on for about a year or so. He's one of those guys
there's one up there I like. Kubo.
Yes, Kobo, yeah.
Did you know I was supposed to wrestle him at Riot in the Ring, the first one.
I didn't know that.
I was supposed to wrestle Kobo right in the ring.
Well,
whenever if I'm back in NEW and he wants to run it, hey, I'm for it.
Well, I mean, I'll bring some.
I've been a fan of him. I've been a fan. I've been watching him. He's a fast dude.
Yeah, he's
fast.
They have also listen. They have some really, really good up and coming talents. Kuma. Caster's always been a guy. Caster, Christopher Black. A lot of up and coming talents.
I've seen Caster before. Caster's talented.
He's a guy to me. He's got he can make money. Somebody can make money with him. He's got the height. He's got the look, charisma. I've said that for about a year on here. Yeah.
You know who he reminds me of?
Oh.
Real Raw Energy. He reminds me of LaFlame.
Yeah, a little bit. I think he's a little tall, maybe a little taller, right?
With the energy though, with the energy and with Caster. Caster's got an aura about the
I think the energy is similar. I think wrestling the styles are a little different, but I see.
I would if I had to make a dream card. I would love to see those two just go at it. Those two. If I had to make a dream card.
You know what? Speaking of one of your brothers, I do want to talk about Hogan for a few minutes, but one of your brothers, Vargas and LaFlame, I hear is supposed to have met by now in Texas because LaFlame has moved to Houston and Vargas is down.
I heard Vargas, I think he had a match tonight.
He did.
I think against Big Hoss.
Yep, and then I think he's supposed to be a show. And how about this? He's supposed to be coming up on a card that one of my guys who comes on here, a guy Joey Knight Jr., who wrestles in Arkansas. He's the
HCW.
Yeah, HCW, and he and Mickey Vargas they connected because Vargas went down there. I brought up Vargas on Sportswire. So see, I bring things up, and
I remember that. I saw that episode. Yeah, and Knight brought him up with Joey Knight Jr.
Yeah.
Joey Knight Jr. wanted to wrestle Vargas. Now they're
connected,
on the same card together.
They follow each other. Knight was here 2 weeks ago and said he spoke to Vargas off the air, and he's spoken to him. They talk. So I do my best. Jake's here Monday. I see Wakefield. He's here in 2 weeks. Gabe. I'm a donor to the TF crew, so I think Gabe will listen to some of the things. He won't listen to much of it, all of I say, but I'll mention you. So I'm trying, but so we have some power. We have some influence, not a lot of influence, but there's some. So I do my best. I got you back.
Like you said, though, with Wakefield's wedding, it's like, hey, I can make some time. I can make it down there.
How many times I said, listen, you, Shocky Boy, I mean, some of you guys, obviously Vargas is in Texas now, so I don't know. Although, to be fair, LaFlame's still going down there to wrestle, so maybe LaFlame and Vargas, they can travel together because they're supposed to be good. LaFlame is wrestling Aaron Blaze down there, so I'm sure maybe Vargas and LaFlame can travel together. Maybe we can have a mini Unwanted reunion with you, Shocky, and Vargas. I mean,
I would not mind that. And Luke. Yeah, I would not mind that. A little mini Unwanted reunion.
I mean, listen, because LaFlame is going down there, and LaFlame and Vargas live literally minutes from each other. And you know what? I could even throw in my buddy Joey Knight Jr. because he actually lives in Texas. Because Texas and Arkansas is like almost Buffalo in Pennsylvania, or Buffalo in Canada. You could throw in Knight Jr. You could throw in there LaFlame and Vargas. They'll travel down there together, and then add you and add Draven and add Shocky Boy, and we could really make some money down there at that Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational in a month from now.
That would be. I think that because I know Rad Dad's on that card too.
Rad Dad, yeah, I spoke to Rad Dad, and speaking of Rad Dad, that you brought that up. His stepson is coming here. Connor Schaefer is here Tuesday night. His stepson, yeah. If you're following it, yeah, the stepdad. Yeah. Sometimes he's the devil child, and other places he's the flag boy. He just wrestled to get Bundles, who just wrestled Heath Slater. I had to get Bundles on here. To get Bundles is indie guy, done some stuff in
Connor Schaefer.
OVW. Yeah, Connor Schaefer's here Tuesday. Connor Schaefer wrestled 5 times in 3 days.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's here Tuesday night to talk about it. Yeah, I just spoke to
That's
Connor.
how you know. That's how you know being associated with the stepdads is a good move. If you wrestle 5 times in 3 nights, Jesus, man.
Yeah, he wrestled 5 times in 3 nights. He's going to talk about it, and he's seen him in GTS, and he's
That's a real workhorse.
Well, I mean, he's probably, I don't know if WWE guys do 5 matches in 3 days anymore. He's going to talk about it. I spoke to him 2 days ago, and he said, Tom, I'm really feeling it. I'm glad I'm not coming on Sportswire this weekend. We wanted to let you have the spotlight, but he'll be here Tuesday. He'll have recovered from his matches, and he's going to talk about it. He'll be here at 9:30. He'll talk about his future, and he'll talk about Rad Dad. We'll talk about some of those things, and I'll bring you up. I'll bring you up with Connor. I'll certainly pass along the word. And I spoke to Rad, and Rad is obviously sending his regards to you, and he's definitely watching you. But obviously Rad is scheduled to wrestle, but he would obviously, if there's a will and a way with Chase, Chase is here in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna, like I said, I would love to see though this mini unwanted reunion. Though I think it'd be great at the Wakeful Wedding Invitational with yourself, with Shockey, Vargas, because we know Vargas is coming with LaFlame. So to me, it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. That'd be pretty cool. I would
be. And I want to say hello to Abram Storm, the thunderous Abram Storm, who's here. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you, Abram. And
what's going on
these days? But just to finish, because I want to come back. I got to give home something. Then we'll come back to some other things here now, because I want to get into the Yard K3 still. But Hogan, listen, as a performer, Babe Ruth of wrestling, certainly
absolutely.
WrestleMania 33 million people. Saturday night's main event rematch with Andre the Giant, 93,000 people watching it. You think about WrestleMania 1, you think about the Rock and Wrestling era, you think about just him, he
was the centerfold. He was the centerfold. Hulkamania. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers.
First wrestler on Sports Illustrated. I mean, that's another thing too.
Exactly. The first man to hold the original IWGP World Championship.
Yeah.
First guy in to win the G1.
Yeah.
It's insane. Heck, I saw on Facebook today, New Japan did a whole 10-bell salute for Hogan.
Yes. And he was, here in New York, he was on the front page of the New York Post yesterday. Hogan was on the front page of the New York Post. Usually it's our mayor or the president, but Hogan knocked them off. That's how, important.
That's how important it was. Yeah,
they did.
Especially
actually, the Post did 4 pages on him. Actually,
yeah, I was gonna say, especially the wrestling industry too. It's like Hogan's probably gonna be on the front cover of PWI. Pro Wrestling Insider magazine.
Yep.
ESPN
did a story on it 2 days ago on Thursday.
I saw they brought on Michael Cole, and I think Jesse the Body Ventura. They brought on for that.
Well, if there's 2 people that have opinions of Hulk Hogan, it's Jesse the Body Ventura and Bret the Hitman Hart. But look, Hogan was.
I'm surprised they didn't bring out Bret Hart. No, I'm just playing. No.
It's funny. I kept thinking the same thing. Yeah, I kept thinking the same thing on that. But no, I mean, look, he definitely laid the groundwork for movies. The Rock, John Cena, Batista, all these guys. Roman Reigns.
He was one of the first WWE studio actors. Before it was WWE, WWF movies. It was
No holds barred. Yeah, no holds barred. Yep, no holds barred.
Back in the day, The Rock, Steve Austin, John Cena, Randy Orton, The Miz, for most of the Marine movies.
Yeah,
it's insane. I was gonna say R.I.P. Hogan and then R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne too.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Ozzy's death hit me actually a lot more than Hogan's, because Ozzy,
same.
The Osbournes. I thought about the Osbournes. Courtney Wood, who was here Thursday, really was like, you got to mention the Osbournes. I was like, not the biggest fan, but his impact culturally was important. I thought, how Ozzy was a humanitarian. I know people would say, well, he bit the head of a bat, but he actually was very peaceful. War Pigs was about anti-war.
Exactly.
He was very peaceful in his approach. He was a humanitarian. He warned people about drugs because, well, look at Ozzy. But that one definitely hit me. I've had a lot of '80s bands on, and some of them have been influenced by him. So that one, definitely hit me more. Hogan hit me, but because of Ozzy right after it. But
I feel Ozzy. I feel
yeah.
Ozzy hit. I feel like Ozzy's death hit more.
It
Definitely
did.
because of the fact of we were still mourning Ozzy Osbourne, and then 2 days later Hogan dies. Like
yeah.
It's like it was basically we got hit with a double whammy of death, and it's like, and then all of a sudden we realized who it was, and then it hit harder because we realized it was Ozzy Osbourne and then Hulk Hogan. Like,
yeah, I said it on Thursday when I was here Thursday. We had a bunch of people come on and talk about it. I felt like, in a way, they both were controversial figures outside of their respective genres, but they were, maybe the most influential. You think about Ozzy, the godfather of heavy metal, Hulk Hogan. He laid the groundwork for what we have today, regardless of what you thought about them outside of music and wrestling. Certainly, people didn't like Ozzy biting the head for bad, and obviously Ozzy pissing on the Alamo, and licking ants with piss, and Hogan. You mentioned the sex tape and other things he said, but even as a wrestler, how he certain things, but as performers, their work was just certainly at the top of what
iconic as hell.
Yeah.
It was basically iconic as hell. Like
and
Hogan with Andre, Ozzy Osbourne with his music, and Black Sabbath. It's like
Black Sabbath laid all the foundation for all these people today. I think that's really where it hit. And then I do gotta touch upon Theo Huxtable for a minute. I want to get to Abram Storm, but you mentioned the Cosby Show in the '90s. I do remember watching the reruns. I don't know if you had it where you are, because you're in upstate. I'm downstate. We had WWOR here in New York, and they would play the Cosby Show reruns all the time on WWOR. And I do remember the Cosby Show being played, and once in a while I would watch it. Either they would have it on before Mets games or Yankees games, and I do remember that. And he was only 54. He was just a young guy, and he drowned, unfortunately, in Costa Rica. I mean, that's kind of really a bummer, because and he was influential too, because you think about the '80s and you think about all the TV sons, and you think about the Cosby Show. Now Bill Cosby, ironically, kind of similar, to Hogan and Ozzy in this sense. Although I think Ozzy really, I don't think is as controversial as really people would portray him to be, because he did show a softer side. Really, he was a lot softer than his image. But Cosby, the Cosby Show, obviously because of Bill Cosby, what happened and things went on. But Theo Huxtable, he was like the TV son, the prototypical, and the Cosby Show broke down a lot of doors. The Cosby Show was the #1 show for 5 years straight. Think about that, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of people would have looked at that, and they broke a lot of cultural norms. They showed the Cosby Show as this middle class African American family that they were very very prestigious, and Claire was a doctor, and Cosby was a therapist. It was like they really showed that everybody could watch it, and you didn't think about color, you didn't think about stereotypes. And I think that's why the Cosby Show, before, with what happened with Bill Cosby, Theo Huxtable was just as influential as them, but he's not, because of what happened with Bill Cosby. But he did have a very important role for if you grew up in the '80s, certainly.
Exactly. Like it's like before the whole Cosby controversies thing that we had, Bill Cosby had the Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
Yep.
Back in the '70s, the same thing. Just like you said with the Cosby Show, the same thing with Fat Albert. Yep. You can watch it. Yeah. You can watch it. Don't gotta worry about color. Don't gotta worry about who's watching it, and you'll physically learn something from the show. Like
exactly.
Just like with the Cosby Show. It's like,
Yeah.
and you're right. Theo Huxtable was that son that everybody wanted to be, regardless of color.
You were related to because he had this stuff with the girls. He got into these certain things, but it was like he was what everybody that was going through, or if you could identify with him. And I think that them being the number one show for 5 years, they were number one. And that was a big deal. And people watched it of all backgrounds, all over. They watched that show.
Absolutely.
And nobody thought, hey, and I think that that's how influential it was. Yeah.
Years.
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years. It was the number one show.
And that's it. So, Will, what a sad week. Like I said, obviously Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal Warner dead at the age of 54. Ozzy, 70. Although I will say on Ozzy, though, to put a bow on this in a few minutes, Ozzy really lived like 45 years longer than he should have. I mean, to be honest, Ozzy really, I listen, I thought Ozzy would have lived another 10 years, but Ozzy really, with the stuff he did to his body, could have been dead 45 years ago.
He lived 45 years longer than he should have.
Yeah. He wrote so many songs about death. He talked about death. He talked about death for like the last 30 years. So the fact that he lived as long as he did, it's kind of a miracle because the man, put himself through so much. But again, he was a tremendous performer, godfather of heavy metal, the Osbournes, creating Ozfest, so many, he was on the Muppets. He did stuff with the Muppets. He was on just so many, Howard Stern, Little Nicky. He transcended, the Super Bowl commercials. He's really, definitely transcended, even recently did a song with Post Malone, hit the top 10, and Hogan's Hogan. Hogan definitely NWO.
And Hogan's just the godfather, one of the godfathers of wrestling.
Yeah, listen, today, listen, we think,
godfather of the 80s. It's just, it's Hogan. Like
33 million people on TV watched him and Andre the Giant. 93,000 people WrestleMania 3. Him and Warrior. You mentioned Macho Man. You think about, obviously with The Rock, WrestleMania 18. And you said WCW also. Him going there wrestling Ric Flair. So Hogan, did so many things.
Goldberg.
Yeah, the Georgia Dome was
like Goldberg.
The anniversary just took place with that. Yeah, Hogan, I would have liked to have seen him get a send-off. Ozzy got the send-off. I think that's the one thing.
I wish Hogan would have gotten the send-off like Ric Flair did. Was able to have one more match, be able to lay one more leg on someone, brother, before before he called a retirement.
He unfortunately didn't get that chance, but definitely rest in peace to those three. But also Chuck Mangione is a bonus. People wanted me to mention it on Thursday's show. I got to mention that as well. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. But Abram Storm said, good to see y'all too. Charlotte Mania is still coming. We've been busy. Yep, I appreciate you. I'm sure I'll talk about it one of these days. And congratulations on your championship win. And, rest in peace to Ozzy, Hogan, and
Cosby. Exactly.
Rest in peace to him. Definitely rest in peace to him. But, I do have something for you guys here at home. I want to give it to you guys because there is something that believe it or not, that you reached a milestone for. And I don't even know if there's a milestone.
What milestone?
A milestone you reached.
What milestone is that?
Well, you know what? You're going to find out here right now because I'm about to put it up on my screen because there is a pretty significant milestone. As a matter of fact, when Pootie was here on Sportswire, I actually had brought it up with him, and he was actually thinking about it. And I'm about to put it up on the screen. And now I have it up here because for those that are listening and watching here on Sportswire Radio, we want to honor home for reaching 500 subscribers on the House of Misfits Entertainment YouTube channel. And also, by the way, I changed. It used to be Certificate of Appreciation, but now it's Certificate of Achievement because this is an achievement. It's a much better sounding word. And I want to give this to home on behalf of you. I'm sure you'll accept this to give to
Let's go, boys.
But there you go. But congratulations. 500 subscribers.
Let's go, boys. Yeah.
500. Yep. You guys were, I think when Pootie was here, you guys were at like 490. We got you like 2 more. So we got there. We got to the magic number, and I wanted to give you guys something for that. So
That's
congratulations.
awesome, man.
Yep, definitely. Hopefully it'll make somebody's day. But yeah, congratulations. And I'll give this to you, the physical copy, when we're off the air. And if you haven't yet, go out there, hit the sub button for home, and we'll have plenty of coverage here on the road. And yeah, definitely. See, Abram Storm says you deserve. Abram's done
Thank you.
well.
Thank
So
you.
there you go.
Yeah.
500. It's a grind. I remember when you guys came on here, and you guys were at like 270 or 280, I think. Now you got to
I
500.
remember we were at 270, 280 for a while too.
Yeah. Wow.
Like we were there for a while, and then all of a sudden it's like.
Now, do you want to say hello to
Now
your
we're at 500?
Well, your Pokemon compadre is here. Mr. Sean Jovi wanted to say woo. He wanted to say hello to you.
What up, Jovi?
Yeah, he
How's
shared
your-
a lot.
I want to know. I want to know how his show went. I want to know how Jovi's show went. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the videos on YouTube, and
I can find it for you. I'm glad you did that because it's Sean Jovi's obviously got a vlog that just came out, and he's always doing different things, and he's always got it going on, and that's a great segue because Sean Jovi's YouTube channel, you can check him out right here. All you have to do is check out some of his stuff. He's always vlogging, and he's got a lot of different stuff, his Pokemon stuff, and he goes out and he goes to conventions, and he does a lot of different things. And if you want to find his YouTube channel, it's at Sean Jovi. Hit the sub button for him, and you never know. And maybe you guys will link up. I mean, he's a fellow Pokemon player, Yu-Gi-Oh player. I mean, and yeah. And home is growing. I agree. Home is definitely growing. JTA,
I agree with you, Jay. I'm with you on that one, Jay. Home is growing for sure.
maybe I'll get JTA on Sportswire one day if you'd like to.
Oh, he would. I think JTA would love that to get his name out there. Hell yes.
You think he would be?
JTA, you need to. I'm gonna say this, JTA before Yardcade.
Yeah.
You need to come on this show before Yardcade, damn it.
Yeah, all right. I'll talk to you. We're friends. We're friends on Facebook. So I'll message him more up here. Yeah, we'll figure something out. We're friends on Facebook. We're definitely because we've I shared his post before. We're friends on Facebook, so I'll definitely I'll bring him on. Yeah, no problem. We'll definitely talk about it. He's got some things to say for sure. So yeah, we'll
absolutely.
He's a good talker, so we'll handle that. And well, Abram, that's up to you. Got to talk to the landlord. I mean, Abram Storm you may be thunderous, but you have to talk to the landlord, the booking team. I mean, that's up to the booking.
Yeah, man. Talk to the landlord. Message the people. Message the people you need to message. Yeah, maybe you should visit home.
Yeah,
you, Sean Jovi.
Well, Sean Jovi, he should definitely visit more places. And his game.
You know who else should visit more places?
Yeah.
I was saying, who else should visit more places? That Kyle Shelby kid. He should come to House of Misfits.
Yeah, well, he just wrestled today at ROB. I don't know if you should bring him up in front of Sean Jovi because he was supposed to have wrestled Sean Jovi, and well, he didn't.
Oh, I heard. I heard he backed out like a chicken.
I guess he did. Maybe Sean Jovi's story will be he showed up and Sean Jovi won. I mean, they counted. I mean, but he wasn't physically. I didn't physically see him in the ring, but Sean Jovi won the match. But yeah, he was supposed to have wrestled Sean Jovi.
Wait, he won by count out? That little chicken, man. Because I remember the night before Kyle messaged me. He was hyped up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to wrestle Sean Jovi." I'm like, dude, I told him, like, Sean Jovi's a tough customer, man. Like,
yeah.
He's a tough customer. Are you sure you? I even told him, like, I asked him to reassure him, like, are you sure you want to do this match? He's like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to get my name known. I'm like, go ahead, shoot. If you can beat him,
I mean, listen,
you'll get your name out there.
Kyle. I've spoken to Kyle many times off the air, and obviously he didn't physically show up into the Summer Bash environment, but he was on ROEW today. He wrestled. He lost to the returning Mikey Mercer. You probably recognize him. Been around before.
Wait, Mikey, you said Mikey who? Mikey Mercer?
You know who he is. He's wrestled before.
If I see a picture,
I'll show the footage for you. Yeah. Oh, you'll know who he is. Yeah, he's been around. Jake Dvorak knows him. He's been in a ring. He's been up north. You know this guy. He's been around the block.
You said Mikey.
Yeah. You know him.
Did he used to go by a wrestling named Blackheart? at one
Yeah,
point
that's
in
him.
time.
He's wrestled Jake Dvorak.
What
He's been
the
around. Yeah.
what is happening? What is going on? All my old friends are coming back into wrestling and not even telling me.
Well, I mean, he hadn't been in a ring in months.
Mikey,
That's him there.
let me see. You're lying.
No, it's him.
You're lying.
It's him.
Mike. Yo, I am mad. I am mad at Mikey.
He's been around.
Didn't even tell me he was coming back or nothing. Mikey, you didn't even tell me you were coming back, but I'm glad you're back. Welcome back, dude.
I'll let him know.
I'm glad you're back. Yeah, when you let him know, tell him that his old buddy Torrance is looking for him, because like he don't talk to me no more, and I'm kind of sad.
Well, he's also going by the name of Mikey Mercer. Maybe that's why. Maybe he changed his name. I mean, people change their names. Maybe that's just...
People may change their names, but the stripes still stay the same, Tom. He knows me. I haven't changed.
I know. You haven't changed. I know.
But I feel like with all these new customers and all these new competitors at home, maybe an attitude change needs to.
Well, let's talk about that going into the time we have left. I got all these guys. We'll figure it out. They'll come on here and they'll talk about their story. But I mean, you've got to figure something out here. Now we're gonna have, I know, some, at least a show or two before Yardcade 3. I see JTA is here. You're not going back down that road again. We talked about obviously what's going on with Hunter and Iceman and Falcone. It doesn't seem like that's where you're going to be interjected. You're in the Memorial. Nope. Okay, you're in that, but you got to figure something out here. Now, obviously, don't tell us what you're going to do, because if you do that, then everyone's going to know the plans. But, I mean, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board. I mean, listen, Pootie praised you, called you versatile, called you a guy that's a solid hand. You were trusted. And that's the thing that maybe is most confusing right now about where is the big dog Torrance Banks, because Pootie said on air, the responsibility of being a champion. Torrance Banks showed he could be that guy. Torrance Banks was shown by his abilities that he could be a guy that we could count on. So if all those things were true, they still remain, but there has to be something that you must do to get to where you want to be 29 days from now.
Yeah. There is something I gotta do. And there's something I know what I have to. I know I gotta do something. I know I gotta get somebody's attention in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna figure it out. You just gotta do it.
I got it. I got it. I know what I want to do. I know what or who I have to beat. And it's someone from the past.
Well, this is the second time you've referred to the past. So sometimes we have to go back to the past in order to look to the future.
To move forward. Yep.
Yeah.
I know what I got to do. I definitely know. Yep. I know who I got to go after.
Well, I mean, that's certainly something that we hope to see going forward. And you do have a Twitch in the meantime, which I know you do go live on Twitch. You also go live on TikTok. And I want to plug, obviously, your Twitch, because you can watch some of the stuff that you do. So you can check out some of the stuff. You're on Pootie's page, I know, from time to time. And you can see some of the stuff. So check that out. And your next stream will be on Tuesday. So Tuesday is the next stream, by the way. For those out there, your next stream is Tuesday.
Absolutely. TikTok, we are over 1,000 followers. So
congratulations. Yeah, I saw that.
Thank you. Yeah. Over 1,000. That one.
You go live on TikTok, by the way. Because you have the certain number of followers. I see you live on TikTok.
Yep. Those streams are usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. For sure. Those streams are Monday, Wednesday, Friday at like between 8 and 10.
Yeah, I see yours
Between
at night.
8 and 10 p.m. Yep. Because I'm usually at work during the day. So
Yeah, I think most people work during the day.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then my Twitch streams are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's going to be, and then I'm also going to be back to vlogging on Sundays. So
well, you know what? And listen, Jovi's a big vlogger. JTA's a big vlogger, and
oh yeah, I know. JT and I, we've collaborated on vlog. We've collaborated on the New Jersey vlog.
Yes, I remember the Jersey vlog.
The Jersey vlog we did. We collaborated on that. He did his edit. I did my edit. We posted it on channels, and we both got major views from it. So,
well, hopefully you get some more major views, and obviously you've gotten some wins over Big Chungus. But going forward, I don't think we're getting you and Big Chungus going much more. But you're on TikTok, you're on Twitch, you're on YouTube, and what about, I got to ask you just formally, X-Brand Wrestling, does that interest you? Do you want to go into that style? Is that something, I mean, Shocky's become this deathmatch savant in this. Is that a style you want to go into?
I've seen Shocky do it. Like,
he's jumping off roofs now, and I mean, light tubes. I didn't know Shocky had that in him, but
I saw him jump. I saw him jump off the roof.
Yeah, everybody did on Instagram.
I saw that clip.
Yeah, everybody did on Instagram.
I wish they would have moved closer so they could have caught him.
Wow.
I wish they would have moved closer. I was like, dude, when I saw that clip, I was like, please, God, don't let my friend die. Please don't. Wow. Like, somebody catch him, please. Damn it. And then I saw who caught him. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God he didn't land all janky. Thank God. But yeah, I saw he's there, Havoc's there, Hardcore's there, Jake Dvorak's there. Yeah. Like, that's a lot of people that are just from the underground circuit that are doing this now. And
yeah,
it's insane, but I'm happy for Shock. Like, I didn't know he had it in him. I didn't know he liked it. I didn't even think he liked deathmatch wrestling.
We spoke about Shock. Listen, Shocky was in your shoes almost all those months ago. And now Shocky's just, I mean, he's having more than a house party. He's having a deathmatch party, more or less.
Yeah. I've been seeing, yeah. He was on the Wicked 13 card, which was like, that's one of the biggest deathmatch tournaments.
Yeah.
Period. Like, one of the biggest deathmatch. And he was fighting for the X-Brand World title at that time, too. Like,
yeah, we talked about it on here. Mickey Knuckles, Jimmy Controversy, all those, big names.
Nick
but
Gage.
He doesn't have Nick Gage, but he doesn't have to say sorry. But we spoke about him earlier. And Mr. Vargas
just got back from a show. What up, Vargas?
Yeah, he's definitely no longer unwanted. Yeah, I figured I'd, hopefully I'll see him here when he's settled down and he's hopefully coming back to Sportswire. He's a very busy man, but he's been very, very successful out there, and maybe you'll see him at the Chase Wakefield wedding invitation after all the flames going down. And since they live near each other, maybe they can tag along. So. That'd be nice.
I hope I see him there.
Well, you'll be invited. I think Chase will invite you. I mean, he didn't say no to you yet. He just hasn't put you.
Chase did say he wanted to invite all of us. So
he did. That's what I'm saying. He wants you all. He tells me I always like. He goes, I always like Shocky in the ring. I like Torrance Banks. I like Mickey Vargas. I mean, he's always said it to me.
It's like,
he's always needs more talent because card's subject to change. As I hear from a birdie that the card is subject to change, and he's going to talk about it in 2 weeks.
I've heard from the same birdie. Yeah, for sure. Like I've heard from the same bird.
There's some cards subject to changes on it, and he's announcing them in 2 weeks. So maybe that'll give you, Vargas, Shocky, that opportunity to maybe be added. I don't know.
I mean, probably, yeah. I know Wakefield and I, we were talking about it. We were talking about getting me on the card, and then he just left me on red to go do something, I guess. I don't know. But we were talking and we stopped.
Maybe he's waiting to announce it here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I told him I was free that weekend. I told him,
All right.
I messaged him and told him that weekend I'm free. I can get down to Shippensburg. I'm free that weekend.
Yeah, well,
I
I'm
messaged
going to
him
talk
that.
about it with him. I'm gonna talk about it with him, and I do want to plug your YouTube channel because I got to plug that. Also, I have Mr. Vargas's comment. I'll get to that, and I'm sure he'll be a topic on just the show in 2 weeks with Wakefield, and yeah, hit the sub button for Torrance, and you can see some of his prior content, some of his other stuff we've talked about in the past. So you can check out the vlog, and you can check out some of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, all that fun stuff. Check it all out. And you can see that match with him and Vargas. But Vargas also
That's
did
one
want
of
to
my.
say that if he can get on the show, yeah, he'll tell Chase Wakefield. I'm sure he'll tell Chase Wakefield because I'm not the booker, but definitely.
Ooh,
There you
if
go.
he, damn well if he goes, we gonna be there too.
That's why
You know
I think
damn
that you
well.
got, and I think that's why you're gonna be there in Pennsylvania. Shocky's gonna be there. Vargas is gonna be there. That's what I think.
It's
LaFlame's gonna
gonna
be
be.
there.
It's gonna be a unwanted type of time.
It's gonna be listen. Tupac said it's a gangster party. It's gonna be an unwanted party. It's gonna be ain't no unwanted party.
Exactly. But yeah, Yardcade's coming up. I know what
Yes,
I
sir.
gotta do.
All right.
I know what I'm gonna I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I want to do.
Okay.
The question is, is that person interested in my idea? Because yep, I know what I want to do. You're just gonna have to wait until Sunday to find out. You're gonna have to wait till Sunday because I have a plan on getting my
Okay.
name out there for Yardcade.
Okay, well, you know what? There is a way before I get to closing thoughts. If you want to watch what we have here in home, hit the sub button for home. Please hit that sub button for them. And they just hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. So big milestone there. Continue to support home. And they're on their way. Listen, they're halfway there to 1,000 subscribers. And they'll get to 1,000 because I got to it. If I could get to 1,000 subscribers, home is going to get to 1,000 subscribers. They are on that road to Yardcade 3. Very excited about it. We've got a rather interesting title match. We've got a number of other people in action. You're going to see the rest of the card added. Pootie's going to be on here before Yardcade 3. We're going to hopefully have JTA on here before that. And if you want to watch some of the shows and some of the go-home shows, you also can catch that very emotional Mickey Vargas tribute, which I was disappointed, Torrance, you weren't in that ring for. I saw that tribute, and I was looking for you there. I mean, I was really thinking that Torrance Banks would have been in that ring for that tribute. But look, be that as it may, I'm not going to hold it against anybody. But hit the sub button for home, and you can join in and see more about what home has to offer. So before closing
Heck, you can
thoughts, yeah,
even on the home channel, you can even watch Saki's house party. You can watch that on
Shocky's
there. It's
house
on there.
party was just what an event. Shocky and Jake opened the show. We had Vargas and LaFlame, and now Gabe Sayers was a part of that. I mean, a lot of guys were, a lot of NEWTF crew, home, a lot of crossover
Me,
guys were in
I
that
was
show.
there.
It was a great show, and I was happy to support it.
Absolutely.
I love supporting that, and we'll see. Maybe Shocky will have another one. Who knows? But hit the sub button
Who
for home.
knows?
Do you have, before closing thoughts, is there anything else you want to get off your chest? Oh, he's putting the glasses on.
What I want to get off my chest is that you're absolutely right. My opportunity is coming. We all know this. My opportunity is on its way. I know it's a waiting game, but it's like I'm seeing all my friends do their thing, and it's like I get left behind. It's like I don't want to get left behind anymore. So it's like I got to do something to get my name out there. That's pretty much what I got to do. Tom, I got to get my name out there. I got to be on. I want to be in, instead of just doing that match, the match on the screen, instead of just doing that.
you're destined for more. And I think that you'll figure out what you need to do to be destined for not just the Mr. Blank's Memorial Battle Royal. I have no doubt between now and 29 days from now that we'll certainly get some answers for that. And I have no doubt that you'll certainly be doing something very big upcoming. And in the meantime, please support home. Again, YouTube, Instagram. Torrance Banks is on Twitch. He's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And I'm going to now pass the baton to you. I'm going to give you closing thoughts. Anything else that you want to plug, share, or say? I now let you have the floor.
Okay. What I'm going to say is this, fans, between now and Yardcade, you are not going to want to miss an episode of House of Misfits. Trust me. You're not going to want to miss, because if you miss an episode, you're going to be lost in the shuffle on the way to Yardcade. So between now and Yardcade, you're not going to want to miss an episode. Because trust me, the question Tom asks about what I'm doing at Yardcade will be answered in the up-and-coming weeks leading into it.
And I'm going to have you back on. I'm going to have you back on.
And the answers you may seek may not be the answers you want. They might be the answers we need.
Well,
at the end of the day.
All I'll say is I don't know if you're going to go down the Joe Star route. I don't know if that's the way to go, but whatever it will be, it will be. And hit the follow button on Instagram for Torrance Banks. Check him out on TikTok. He's done very, very well. Like I said, TikTok, he's over 1,000 followers. So that's certainly a accomplishment. Also, Twitch. Check him out on Twitch. And Facebook if you desire to. Follow him on Facebook, and we will have Pooty on here before Yardcade 3, and hopefully JTA will figure out a time and place for JT. I'd be excited to have him on. Definitely gets another guy on here from home, and also before we sign off, it is this for Certificate of Achievement for Home, getting to 500 subscribers. Congratulations to everybody, yourself included, to the rest of the locker room. So I look forward to the next 500 subscribers. So the best is yet to come here in home, and be at home with us by hitting the sub button and joining us for more coverage on the road to Yardcade 3 and the rest of this year upcoming. We'll certainly be seeing what you're going to do. Definitely always a pleasure. Definitely lively. It'll be definitely a wanted desire to see what you do from our end before Yardcade 3. And I'll be bringing you up definitely on Monday when Dvorak is here. I'm going to be bringing you up in 14 days from now when the one and only Mr. Chase Wakefield is here. And who knows, maybe I'll even bring you up with the stepson, Connor Schaefer, who's sometime the devil child and the flag boy. So we'll see what he thinks. But I'll be certainly bringing you up on Monday. Dvorak on Monday, I'll definitely be bringing you up on. There's no question about that. That'll definitely be brought up for it.
All right.
We'll see. Well, great stuff, everybody. That is Torrance Banks, the big dog himself. You can catch him in action for our friends here over in House of Misfits Entertainment. You can check out their shows on their YouTube channel. Follow them on Instagram, and we'll have more coverage here on the road to Yardcade 3. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally, where all music and wrestling matters. I'll be here twice tomorrow. Pray for me. Well, I'll be doing them shorter shows because I ain't going to do 3 hours on one day. But we'll have the Wilster on from Legendary Backyard Wrestling at 5 p.m. Eastern. But then I'll have the WVWF Mountain State Champion, Dax Preacher, at 8:30. But 8 o'clock Monday, Jake Dvorak, who's now joined the world in holy matrimony of being a married man, and he'll talk about that. He'll talk about Doc Holliday. Very excited to talk about that in X-Brand Wrestling. But until then, thank you so much, everybody. Please follow us. Hit the sub button for home and as well for us if you desire to. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and wrestling matters.